Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Smark Out moment with yours truly, Dusty Rhodes. We're talking about the World Heavyweight Champion, and let's talk about heavyweights like my girl Sapphire, that makes my polka dots ripple, because I love that baby girl so much. There's gonna be bicycles, there's gonna be trains, there's gonna be a Irishman who's pastier than me, and this big giant who's got a bigger head than me. Ladies and gentlemen, back to your host, Tony Mango.
Did you realize that you just said that world heavyweight champion?
Damn straight, the pasty
That is-
man.
That is the perfect nickname for Sheamus. He's the world heavyweight champion. I think WWE is going to steal that next week.
Damn straight.
Oh,
And
please,
then try to take down my channel.
there's like a million different racist euphemisms to describe like Sheamus at the moment. The Great White. Yeah, come on, like freaking the guy's so white he can be mayonnaise.
I love that they just called his move white noise. Like they
And
just
that
flat
as
out
well.
If
The
you
white noise. You know, come on, people. The bro kick. I really,
Yeah.
if that
Don't
isn't
get that
Ku
one, I'm
Klux Klan,
British.
you know what? They might as well just have Sheamus come out on a bed sheet, a white bed sheet with like eye holes poked in it,
new
with
gimmick.
like some.
Red marker on the front.
He is the Great White Sheamus.
New
Just
Undertaker.
My
Have
eyes
lo-
have seen the glory of. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I think this could be pretty terrible.
This episode.
No. I'm talking about this match.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this definitely has the potential to be terrible. You know what sucks about it is this actually is one of those feuds that would have made a lot of sense. Like in theory, Sheamus versus Big Show makes sense. I think it would have worked a lot better if they would have done this, eons ago in the middle of the fucking Del Rio stuff, as just another, kind of like middle of the year throwaway feud. As a Hell in a Cell, no, not at all. They have not built this up to be a Hell in a Cell match.
I don't even think it is.
They haven't
I
even
think it's just
actually said that yet, have they?
Yeah, I don't think it's the only Hell in a Cell match that's happening is the WWE title match. This is just a regular singles match. It's so unworthy that even Sheamus and Orton 2 years before had a Hell in a Cell, but this is so terrible that he doesn't even get that. Hey, Henry and Orton had Hell in a Cell last year, and these two don't. So that says something about where the feud.
Oh no cell for you, 'cause you suck balls, I believe.
The whole Sheamus title reign to me has been lackluster as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
that's it.
thing.
Again,
And they keep
it's
saying that
all-
he's one of the best.
Yeah, no.
Oh, one of the
They
best.
ranked him as number one on the freaking Power 25 and all that crap. PWI has him above CM Punk as well, I think.
Really?
It's just, yeah, it don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Just because he gets super clown booking doesn't mean he's better, like
Yeah, I feel like Sheamus's match, you can literally set your watch to it. Bro kick, bro
and
kick,
the
white
feud
noise.
has been ridiculous. Like it's Big Show getting pissed off that Sheamus doesn't take anything seriously, which he doesn't. Like the first
Big
interaction they
Show-
have is just Sheamus going, "You lost your title in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Did I mention 30 seconds?
I think we
Like
need to have
and
a
Big
Sheamus
Show-
and Dusty
and then
Rhodes.
Big Show gets mad, accidentally knocks over and destroys a podium. What? I'm big. I accidentally touched it and knocked it over. 30 seconds. What'd I tell you about saying that? That's initially. I couldn't believe how bad that debate was. And they continue doing that. And it's just been. That's the entire feud. Sheamus making fun of Big Show's last world title reign. Big Show getting butthurt about it. And leaving angrily, but not really doing anything about it. And Sheamus still getting the better hand. It's like he's always made to look good despite being a total goofball.
2 notes. I agree with Dace that we need to have Sheamus against Dusty Rhodes thing going on here. And note number 2, I find it funny that the biggest rants that keep coming out of you, Braden, are from the Sheamus title reign.
30 seconds.
It's
now.
repetitive
30
that it's the
seconds.
Sheamus thing. I'm gonna
Well,
hope
I'm
he keeps
wrong,
also
right?
keep
Like-
ranting.
I'm not wrong, right? Like that's exactly
No.
what you just been. There's absolutely Big Show has more heat with Sheamus than Sheamus has with Big Show. Like, shouldn't it be even? Like, shouldn't he be scared that he's going to face somebody who's like twice his size? Somebody who's way bigger than him? Like,
at the moment, but the problem is though, Big Show has been used and used and used. Big Show is like him saying to Sheamus, "You're a goofball," is like anyone saying to the Big Show the same bloody thing, because the Big Show went from gimmick after gimmick after gimmick being, "I'm a strong giant, then goofball. Then I'm a strong giant, then goofball. Then I punch people."
Strictly in the present kayfabe. Yeah, like.
Yeah, but he was a goofball before he turned heel.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't matter in the present. That's the past. You know, Sheamus, he's facing current Big Show. It's not like he's facing lovable goofball in knit hats.
Yeah, but again, you insult the fans' intelligence. They know who Big Show is. They've seen what Big Show's done, and it's just like, okay, we understand you're supposed to be this big monster heel.
Yeah.
But your credibility has just gone down the toilet. You're not. Basically, this match would have been better booked if it was Brock Lesnar versus Sheamus, because that would have been believable.
I still think it could have been, a lot more heat had Sheamus actually taken the feud seriously. You can't just undermine your opponent.
30 seconds.
It just doesn't work that good, 30 seconds, I'm just saying,
you're getting into sort of Iron Sheik level there.
He took Del Rio more seriously than he's taking Big Show. You can't undermine your own opponent. It just it kills any sort of heat the feud might have.
Yeah,
he's literally not taking him seriously the entire feud, and that's terrible. And this match is probably going to be terrible. And
they might have Sheamus
his reign as champion is just never going to end. It's Dolph can cash in Money in the Bank, get bro kicked immediately, and he'd be the first one. No, the second one to fail a cash in, and Sheamus would just keep reigning as champion forever.
A lot of people are expecting that because they keep saying that Ziggler is guaranteed to cash in and all that kind of stuff. I really don't think it's happening.
I don't think it's happening at all.
I think they will have him cash in eventually, properly. Probably not. Maybe after this match, maybe, but I doubt it. I think they want to have Sheamus go the long.
Sheamus is breaking into the next year as World Heavyweight Champion at the very least. He's finishing the year as champion. There's just no doubt about it.
But the thing is,
I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm thinking it might be a possibility that he drops it at TLC.
Yeah.
Not Survivor Series.
Well, when that bridge comes to it, but Ziggler's been booked like shit. Absolute shit. The last... I
don't mean to Ziggler. Somebody else. I'm thinking
that...
I'm thinking what the... Yeah, Dave's way on that one.
Guy needs a rub.
If it's nothing but a cash and is going to beat this guy, and even then I'm like he'd definitely be the person in their attempt to cash in anyway. So it's like he'd win 2 straight matches in a row. Like that's how he's booked. Like it's a legitimate surprise when he loses. So yeah, Sheamus is winning this match all the way. It'd be funny to see him get tossed around for like 15 minutes. That'll be fun to watch. But you're just waiting for a bro kick to happen.
You know what would have been a good match? I'm just saying, if you wanted to build Ryback up and build him up properly, why didn't you just have him go for the world title? The World Heavyweight Championship, because it's lesser of the two at the moment. That could have elevated it a bit more. Why have Ryback against Punk? Yeah, it looks interesting, but there's only one clear-cut way to save Ryback's streak at the moment, and that's have Ryback go over Punk. With this situation, Big Show doesn't need the World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus is doing awful as World Heavyweight Champion because you're not feeding him the right guys, and also, as you've stated, Braden, he's not taking his feud seriously. 30 seconds. So it just basically, you could have done a lot more with it, but they've skanked it. They're scraping the barrel to try and make Sheamus look legitimate. That's why they're giving him all these awards. That's why they're trying to make him out to be a legitimate face champion. Problem is, he's not. And the reason being, I'm not blaming Sheamus for this. I'm actually blaming the way he was booked. Because booking destroyed his title reign. Bryan was a more credible champion, and he never even won a match. Legitimately.
That's such a good little break there.
That was is literally serious. Bryan never won a match legitimately as World Heavyweight Champion than Sheamus has. And Sheamus has been winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and they've done nothing with him. You agree with me, don't you?
Well, they have done stuff with him. It's been terrible.
No, they've done. It's literally Del Rio. They fed him Del Rio after Bryan, and him versus Del Rio just kept going on and on.
And now they're feeding him
on.
Big Show, and that's probably going to go on for the next 2 pay-per-views.
Do you know what this is? This is Hulk Hogan booking. They're doing the same thing with Sheamus that they did with John Cena, and it's like throw as many people as they can at him, right, and see how many people stick. They might as well have Sheamus wearing red, white, and blue.
He already has the white.
Yeah, but he's not American, so he can't go for the all-American look. He's Irish. You can only use Irish colors.
Hey, Roddy Piper's not even freaking Scottish. He's Canadian.
But yeah. Everybody agrees that the feud's terrible. Sheamus is going to win in a terrible match, and
we're going to see him as
the Divas. It'll be the stinker of the night.
I don't think that's what you think, Dave.
Prediction.
I'm going to go with Big Show.
All right,
because
elaborate.
This whole time, Sheamus hasn't been taking it seriously. I think they're going to have Big Show just knock him the fuck out.
What, do you think that Big Show's going to end up getting knocked out by the bro kick and then have it cashed in on him again?
Sheamus will kick out of 3 WMDs in the match. He'll get hit by it like 5 times and kick out every time. And
destroy the legitimacy of that punch.
Big Show will fall to 1 single solitary brogue kick, and it'll finish him off.
Or he falls on top of Sheamus, and Sheamus can't get him off of him.
Just like on a dating stage.
It's ridiculous.
I'd like to see him pick him up in the white noise.
Actually, he'll survive 5 WMDs and 2 choke slams, kick out of everything, and he'll hit Big Show with 1 bro kick, and it'll be over. That's the type of booking this guy gets. Ridiculous.
I'm starting to think that what's going to happen in this match is you've got a choke slam that Sheamus kicks out of. You've got an attempt at a white noise that gets nowhere, an attempt at a cloverleaf that gets nowhere, a brogue kick that wins the match after Big Show misses a WMD. And then I'm thinking no Ziggler cash in because Ziggler's going to have already had that match with John Cena that I think that they're going to do. If they're going to add any matches to the card, I think it's going to be Cena against Ziggler and or Antonio Cesaro against Justin Gabriel as a bathroom break match. I don't think Ziggler's going to cash in. I think that at Survivor Series, you're going to see another Sheamus versus Big Show match where Sheamus wins. And then I think that somebody else, maybe Wade Barrett, maybe not, it kind of all depends, is going to get a shot at the title and possibly win at TLC. They could drop it back at Royal Rumble. They could drop it at Elimination Chamber. That's going to depend on what direction they want to go. I don't think Ziggler's going to cash in until either WrestleMania or maybe the night after WrestleMania or something kind of crazy like that. I don't think it's going to be before WrestleMania. And I think if anybody wins the title from Sheamus, a good possibility would be TLC in some kind of one of those he finagles a way to win because it's he doesn't technically get pinned because it's a ladder match and that kind of crap. You know what I mean?
Notice they've never legitimately been a Money in the Bank winner for the World Heavyweight Championship that's actually legitimately cashed it for a match. They've all snuck up from behind. Whereas you've had at least 2 WWE championships that have been contested with the Money in the Bank, 3 with the Money in the Bank contract as legitimate matches. A bit of trivia there.
Last part, we'll talk about the WWE Championship between Ryback and CM Punk.